Hello students, so this is Aishwarya from Question Club. So biodiversity, what is that? Bio, live or life, diversity, variation or divisions. So if you see, there are so much division and variations in the living organisms. So in our biosphere, immense diversity or heterogeneity exists not only at the species level but also at the level of biological organization, ranging from macromolecules within cells to biome. The most important of them, genetic diversity, and the next will be our species diversity. A single species might show high diversity at the genetic level over its distributing level. So there will be so much genetic level variations. Say for example, India has more than 50,000 genetically different strains of rice, 1,000 varieties of mango. Be clear, there will be almost 1,000 varieties of mango differences and 50,000 genetically different strains of your rice. So more amount of genetic variation will be present in the rice when compared to your mango. Species diversity, the diversity at the species level. For example, the Western Ghats have a greater amphibian species diversity when compared to your Eastern Ghats. Ecological diversity. At the ecosystem level, India, for instance, with its desert, rainforests, mangroves, coral reefs, wetlands, estuaries and alpine meadows have a greater ecosystem diversity, that is between your environmental condition, that is it may be the land or the dryness, desert, than a Scandinavian country like Norway. How many species are there on the earth and how many are in India? According to the IUCN 2004, the total number of plant and animal species as described so far is slightly almost more than 1.5 million, but we have no idea how many species are yet to be discovered. Some extreme estimates states that 20 to 50 million, but a more conservative and scientifically sound estimate made by Robert May places the global species diversity at about 7 million. So here it is. This is your invertebrate group and here it is your vertebrate group and here it's your plant group. If you see in invertebrates, the more number of species is occupied by your insects and next followed by your other animal groups and followed by your molluscs and crustaceans. When coming to your vertebrates, more number of species is occupied by your fishes. Next, it is followed by your birds, number 2, and number 3 by your reptiles, and number 4 by your mammals and your amphibians. And coming to the plant group, more number of group it is occupied by your molluscs, then followed by your angiosperms, then by your algae, then by your mosses, allies, and lichens. So next, we are going to see what are the patterns of biodiversity. So there are two patterns. One is your latitudinal pattern. So species diversity decreases as we move away from the equator. So when we move away from the equator, the species diversity gets decreased. At the tropical level, say for example latitudinal range which is around 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south, more species will be present when compared to your temperate or polar areas. So remember clear that temperate zone has more number of species when compared to your tropical areas. Colombia, which is located near the equator, has nearly 1,400 species of birds, while New York at 41 degree north has 105 species. Greenland at 71 degree north has just 56 species. India, with much of its land area in the tropical latitudes. So where does India lie? It lies in your tropical latitudes that has more than 1,200 species of birds. The largely tropical Amazonian rainforest in South America has the greatest biodiversity on the earth. It has home to more than 40,000 species of plants are living in Amazon, 3,000 of fishes varieties, 1,300 of bird species, 427 and 427 of mammals and amphibians, 378 kinds of reptiles, of more than 1,25,000 of invertebrates are found in your Amazon. So what is so special that tropical land peoples consist of more amount of species when compared to your temperate zone or other area of zones? Speciation is generally a function of time. If you see, the number one reason is that unlike temperate regions where they are mostly subjected to your glaciations in the past, tropical latitudes have remained relatively undisturbed. So that is one of the main reason why your tropical regions consist of more number of species. Number 2, tropical environments, unlike temperate ones, are less seasonal. They have very much less seasonal when compared to their temperate zone. Relatively more constant and predictable. Such constant environment promotes niche specialization and lead to a greater species diversity. There is more solar energy available in the tropic, which contributes to higher productivity. So when solar energy is more, your higher productivity will be there. When your higher number of producers are more, the producers will depend upon the consumer, so that the species variety will be more. Thus in turn might contribute to the indirectly a greater diversity. So there are main 3 reasons why the species are more in tropical areas, or because of your tropical areas are undisturbed and your tropical areas are quite constant and predictable in the season, and third one, presence of your more amount of solar energy. The second pattern, we are going to deal with your species area relationship. So the relationship between the species richness and the area for a wide variety of taxa turns out to be a rectangular hyperbola on a logarithmic scale. You see, this is your logarithmic scale. Here you will find your log s plus log c plus z log a, where s will be your species richness, a will be your area. So here will be of species richness, this will be of area, and this will be of log value. Log s is equal to log c plus z log a. Z is equal to slope of the line and c is equal to y-intercept. So the next, we are going to see with what are the importance of species diversity to the ecosystem. A stable community should not show too much variation in the productivity from year to year. It must be either resistant or resilient to occasional disturbances, and it must also be resistant to invasion by alien species. Ecologists believe that communities with more species generally tend to be more stable than those with less species. So hope so you are clear with biodiversity and conservation. Let's see next topic.